For those of you who are here for all the programs, you'll get to know these as well as I do. For our guests, we do have some restrooms located in the Maples, the Chapel, Centennial Hall, and Belfry Hall. We ask that you please use the upstairs restroom in the Maples and leave the downstairs restroom as it is our handicap-friendly restroom. Starting tomorrow, there will be a water station set up in the Maples. Please, if you need water, help yourself for that. The school store is also located in the Maples. It will be open between the ceremonies. Please feel free to stop in there. Now I'd like to turn the program over to Captain Reish and introduce Ms. Paula Stifler from Representative Mark Keller's office, who will be presenting the House of Representatives certificates to our seniors. Ma'am?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Can you guys hear me in the back?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I don't have to use that. Good. Joining me is Ms. Paula Stifler, who will help to hand out the House of Representatives certificates in place of Mark Keller. Please come forward when you hear your name, receive your certificate. G'day, Amadou. G'day, Allison. Russo. That's Ndoni. That's Smith. There we go. At Washington. At Wood. At YU. Congratulations, gentlemen. As part of this program, we will also hear the fourth marking period honors list. You'll also hear the honors list for the year. When you hear your name, please stand in place to be recognized. Stay standing till the list is completely read. First honor, with a minimum of 93.25, no grade less than an 85%. Cadet YU, Cadet Brown, Cadet Leisher, Cadet Choi, Cadet Miglerini, Cadet Leng, Cadet Twitchell, Cadet Way, Cadet Washington, Cadet Berkovich, Cadet Com, Cadet Allen, and Cadet Suzanne, who's already gone. Congratulations, gentlemen. First honor. Second honor, stand when you hear your name, remain standing, please. This requires a minimum overall average of 85% with no grade less than an 80. Second honors, Cadet York, Cadet Wood, Cadet Punk, Cadet Peralta, Cadet Hunter, Cadet Miller, Cadet Russo, Cadet Schwanda, Cadet Amanouche, Cadet Bocadita, Cadet Smith, Cadet Zhang Runan, and Cadet Asafo. Congratulations. Third honors, minimum of 75%, no grade less than 70. Again, remain standing till the end, please. Cadet Zhang, Cadet Bronco, Cadet Hernandez, Cadet Joe, Cadet Santani, Cadet Arias, Cadet Huff, Cadet Wu, Jake, Cadet Sidoti, Cadet Lasman, Cadet Wong with an 8, Cadet Ralford, Cadet Holzapple, Cadet Fernandez, Cadet Chor, Cadet Boko, Cadet Zhang Ruyo, Cadet Johnson, and Cadet Chris. Congratulations. That is the fourth marking period. We also prepare an academic honors list for the entire year. Among other things, it's used to determine privileges when we come back to school in the fall until such time as another academic grading period occurs. The parameters are the same as far as first, second, and third honors and what is used to make you qualify. Again, please stand till everybody's read. First honors, Cadet YU, Cadet Choi, Cadet Brown, Cadet Lung, Cadet Leisher, Cadet Miglerini, and Cadet Suzanne, who's not here. Congratulations, gentlemen, on job well done for the year. Second honors for the year. Now, this is also the list that takes into account the grades on your semester exam. That's the difference between the fourth and now. Fourth does not. Second honors, Cadet Twitchell, Cadet Washington, Cadet Way, Cadet Bocadita, Cadet Berkovich, Cadet Bronco, Cadet Wood, Cadet York, Cadet Vonk, Cadet Zhang, and Cadet Sindoni. Congratulations, gentlemen. Third honors for the year, Cadet Russo, Cadet Peralta, Cadet Hernandez, Cadet Allison, Cadet Santani, Cadet Osafo, Cadet Schlanda, Cadet Danilov, Cadet Lasman, Cadet Joe, Cadet Miller, Cadet Hunter, Cadet Huang, Cadet Holzapple, Cadet Smith, Cadet Arias, Cadet Zhang Runan, Cadet Fernandez, Cadet Edwards, Cadet Amadouche, Cadet Tansky, and Cadet Johnson. Job well done, fellas. Okay. These are the scholastic letters. When you hear your name, please come forward. Colonel Kamoli will present your award. Starting with the middle school, Cadet Peralta. Cadet Hernandez and Cadet Pop. top 3 grade point averages in each grade. 9th grade, Cadet Brown, Cadet Suzanne, and Cadet Twitchell. Cadet Miglerini, Cadet Bronco. Cadet Way, Cadet York, Cadet Young.
Good job, gentlemen.
Do we have another group? Don't worry, fellas. I got those 8 diplomas signed. Twelfth grade, Cadet YU, Cadet Choi, Cadet Leisher. Our next award is the President's Award for Excellence. This award is to recognize academic success in the classroom. To be eligible for the President's Award for Educational Excellence, cadets must meet the both following requirements. Have a GPA higher than 3.5 and be recommended by at least 2 faculty members. This year, the awards go to Cadet Washington, Cadet Wood, Cadet YU, and Cadet Choi. So yes, fellas, that means you're 3.5 or better. We also have a President's Award, and this is President of the United States, by the way, not the President's Award. We also have a President's Award for Educational Achievement. The purpose of this award is to recognize cadets who show outstanding educational growth, improvement, commitment, or intellectual development in their academic subjects. To be eligible for this award, cadets must meet the following criteria. Demonstrate outstanding growth, improvement, commitment, or intellectual development in subject areas, and also obtain 2 faculty recommendations. The award this year goes to, or awards go to, Cadet Bocadita, Cadet Fernandez, and Cadet Twitchell. Congratulations, fellas. That brings the educational part to a close. Colonel Camoli's up next. And Ms. Klein.
Would the following cadets please come forward to receive their certificates of participation for the Drum Corps of 2016-2017. It was a small but mighty group, and they really gave their all. It was a very dedicated group of young men. For participation for 1 year, Cadet Amadouche, Cadet Asoko, Cadet Edwards, and Cadet Peralta. For participation for 2 years, Cadet Christ, Cadet Topig, and Cadet, I call him R. He knows who he is. Participation for 3 years in the Drum Corps is Cadet Johnson, who is also our Drum Corps commander this year, and Cadet Twitchell. Continuing in the field of music, the Glee Club, certificates of participation. For the second semester, we have Cadet Hook. Please come forward. For 1 year participation, Cadet Arias, Cadet Brown, Cadet Edwards, Cadet Herrera, Cadet Huang, Cadet Lung, Cadet Peralta, Cadet Russo, Cadet Wu D, Cadet Wu J, Cadet Youngworth, and Cadet R. For 2 years, Cadet Clark, Cadet Santani, Cadet Paharding, Cadet Twitchell, Cadet Washington, Cadet Way, and Cadet Young Brunette. For 3 years of participation, and now I'm going down the back stairs. Cadet Berkovich, Cadet Cohn, Cadet Lesher, Cadet York, and Cadet Joe. For 4 years of participation, Cadet Choi. And for 5 years of participation, Cadet Yu. I'd like to add that for the last 2 years, we've had a quartet who has performed the national anthem many times. Would you 4 gentlemen please just take a step forward? You may go back. No, you. We're just singing one last time. No. Colonel Morgan wants to arrange that. program over to Mrs. Keogh.
At this point, I'd like to call the yearbook staff up. This year's yearbook staff is Cadet Smith, Harding, Berkovich, Wood, and Sidoni. Can you line up, please? As you notice, they're all seniors, which was good because they were vested. It also presented some challenges. However, it got done honestly. It got done, and honestly, I believe it's the best designed yearbook that we have had so far. The creation is mostly done in graphic design class, but we all work together as a team, and including the rest of the Corps, between people taking photographs and putting their input in here and there, whether it's wanted or not. But overall, I really appreciate everyone's time and effort in making the yearbook a success. So I thank you, gentlemen.
Good job, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have an award this year. It's going to one of our most deserving cadets. It deals with the elements of physical fitness. And what this deals with is the U.S. Army Junior ROTC program Cadet Challenge, which is based on the President's Physical Fitness Award criteria. We do it twice a year, and all the cadets are involved in it that are physically able. They get out there and they work hard at the events. It is scoreable, and this year, based on our last Cadet Challenge go-around a few weeks ago, our highest performer was Cadet A.J. Migliorini. Cadet Migliorini. Come on over here, A.J. What we have here is a certificate of recognition. Army Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. This is to recognize Cadet A.J. Migliorini as the top Cadet Challenge performer for school year 2016-2017, given at Carson Military Academy this first day of June 2017, signed by the Senior Army Instructor Major Craig Keel. Now, in addition to this, Cadet Migliorini's name will be emblazoned in perpetuity on this plaque down at the Junior ROTC building. It should be hung in a place of prominence. And as you can see, he's the first name on the plaque up here. 2016-2017, A.J. Migliorini, 90%, which is a very, very high score for the Cadet Challenge. He was the top performer. There was one other guy who was very, very high, but Cadet Migliorini beat him by 1 point. So this goes with me. The certificate goes with you. Once again, give this young man a hand.
Next, would the baseball coach come forward for the presentation of the baseball awards?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get started and I get into my little spiel about the baseball season, I'm going to call all the players up. The first that we have are the participation players, the ones that didn't play enough on the varsity circuit but still participated, so what we're going to end up doing is giving them the participation award. Cadet Gervasio, Cadet Migliorini, Cadet Smith, Cadet Johnson, Cadet Twitchell, Cadet Winfrey. And the Letterman winners: Cadet Hunter, Cadet Suzanne, Cadet Youngworth, Cadet Sindoni, Cadet Fitchett, Cadet Allison, Cadet Kiefer, Cadet Lung, Cadet Miller, Cadet Arias, Cadet Lesher, Cadet Holtown. While we're getting situated up here, baseball season was a little rough. We did get one win on the season. That was the highlight of it. Before we get in there, we talk about that game. I want to talk about the most important players on the team. In my opinion, and that's the way that I've been brought up, is that the most important players on any team are the seniors. Because even though they figured it out, I was trying to warn them that you're going to come to a moment and you're going to realize that you're never going to be able to play this game competitively again. So I just want to give a little moment and talk about the seniors that we had. Smith and Johnson together, they only played with a couple games at the end of the season, and they just got a chance to play the game and have a little fun with the team. And it was awesome for Coach Johnson one last time before he leaves and graduates. Cadet Sindoni, he never played baseball before in his life. Yet, when he walked in, he ended up starting, and his first game got contact on the ball. Didn't get on base, but he got contact in his first at bat. I was highly impressed on that one. He got on base a few times this season. Cadet Arias, man, he was listening to me, and no matter what I told him to do, I had him playing 4 or 5 different positions, never complained once, and always did what he needed to do to help out the team. Now, my 2 senior captains, Cadet Allison and Cadet Lesher. Now, you guys helped me out a lot this year. Yeah, I see you 2 down there. Always helped me out, giving me ideas, especially in the first home game when I didn't know the rules of the field, and everyone wanted to help me out, so now that I knew them. And in our one win this year, Allison had the most RBIs on the team for that game, and Lesher pitched a gem with 7 strikeouts. And one more thing to add about Cadet Lesher, that performance you had against Lebanon Catholic was the best individual performance I've seen at Carson now. He did 100 pitches over 5 innings, had 6 strikeouts, and kept us in that game. Unfortunately, we lost, but when he was on the mound that day, we felt invincible. So that was what I wanted to do, and congratulations on the season, guys.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the tennis team, I would like to give out the awards for participation and letters. And I would not be doing myself justice if I didn't give Lieutenant Dowd his credit. He was kind of the head coach, and I like to say that I was the director of tennis operations. So those who will receive certificates, they did not participate enough to earn a letter, are Cadets Lasbin and Cadet Tansky. And the players receiving letters, Cadet Herrera and Cadet Soror. Our tennis season was a little rough as well, and we have to give special thanks to a couple individuals as well. If you guys want to come up here, we don't have a certificate, but special thank you to Cadet Miglarini, Cadet Leischer, Cadet Way, and Cadet Sindoni. These 4 individuals, really stepped up, helped out the tennis team when we didn't have enough guys to field the team, and they were actually very impressive. So the other team's coaches couldn't believe that they had never played tennis before, and it was nice to see us all come together and help out the tennis team. So thank you, gentlemen.
saw an awful lot of the track team members with the baseball and tennis team. You'll see them again here, but this is their real sport they were in this spring. We had a very successful track season. We sent two people to districts, and we had 8 that were within tenths of seconds of qualifying for districts this year. I was talking to one of the team members of Stephen Washington as we were going to one of the meets, and I was trying to make him realize what an honor and a privilege it was to go to districts. And I started doing some math in my head. There's 11 districts, I believe, in the state of Pennsylvania, and each district has about 500 members per event that they can send. Some have more or not. So you're talking in the thousands that 2 of our guys were able to qualify. There's only a few hundred people going to the districts throughout the state, but there's a couple thousand people competing in those events. So I think that they need to take great pride in their accomplishments. One of the highlights of my life was watching Cadet Asopo come around at the 400s in the district. He was in 4th place at the top of the turn, and he was in the middle lane, and you could see in his eyes that he was not going to lose. It was just, no matter what you guys throw, I'm going to beat you, and he did. It was one of the highlights of my coaching career. The following have earned varsity letters, or certificates of participation. They didn't qualify with enough points, but they were good members of the team. Cadet Wallace, Cadet Neal, Cadet Chris, Cadet